How's it going, everybody? And in this video, I'm going to be talking about mental health in medical school. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about tips or strategies that I personally have used to try to stay sane while being a medical student, because it's been a lot of work. And, I think it's definitely something that I didn't anticipate in terms of how much of my life is going to be consumed by medical school and studying and preparing for the next final or practical. That I think it's something that very quickly people can overlook, and sooner or later it will come up and bite you in the ass for not putting more consideration into your own mental health. So for me, the keystone of my own personal mental health is my bike ride that I do every day that I can. And I jump on my road bike or my mountain bike and I go up into the hills, so up Mount Baldy Road. And for me, it's my way of just escaping the city, all the work, all the everything. And I try to view that as my own personal alone time and space to just reflect and to feel and to live my life. And one of the things about LA that's a little bit kind of metaphorical is just like, in the LA basin, it's basically this big bowl and you've got all this smog. And so as you go up Mount Baldy Road, you literally rise above all this smog. And it's, for me, literally a breath of fresh air to just get out and to leave my apartment and to do something every day that I actually enjoy doing. And I love riding my bike. I'm not always having a great time. Sometimes I'll get scared if there's some cars that are driving too recklessly, but for me, it's something that I use to cope with a lot of my anxiety, because I struggle sometimes with getting very anxious for, tests or school or whatever. And for me, something that really has helped me personally cope with this anxiety is just really intense, bike rides. Like, give it everything you got right now. And, it's finally, it feels like your body is able to match the amount of output that your brain is at in terms of stress. And it's like you can finally match these two things and kind of bring them into balance. And somehow, it ends up making me feel better. Like I can breathe and I can just relax when I'm somehow, working really hard on my bike. And so for me, I'd say that would be my number one tip. Obviously not everyone loves cycling or cares as much about it as I do. But, if you have that thing that really matters to you, that gives you just the space to feel free, to feel alive, I encourage you to really protect that and to do it every day and not give that up. And that is something that I think takes willpower, it takes practice, but it shouldn't be something that's considered a sacrifice to take time for yourself, because I think this is all part of self-care. And so that's the first point I want to make about mental health. Another point I'll make about it is that I think a huge part of my own personal journey has been trying to find ways to channel my own negative energy. What I mean by that is, bad things happen and, I'll get frustrated, I'll get angry, I'll be disappointed in myself or in something around me. And a thing that I have very much tried to do in my own life is to take that negative energy and channel it into something positive or productive. And so, when I am really discouraged about how poorly I do in anatomy, or, how I'm barely passing some, class like genetics, I try to take that and I try to use that energy to be like, let's put this energy into actually fixing or solving this problem. Because I think it's very easy for a lot of people to just get that negative energy and then just, go eat a tub of ice cream, or go, just not do anything productive, start drinking a bunch of alcohol, do domestic violence is also a thing too. And that's, I think, arises from the fact that people don't know how to positively or effectively ground that negative energy that they have. And so I encourage people, and I know it's easier said than done, but just try to take that negative energy when you feel it and put it into something that is useful, something that future self can benefit from or other people can benefit from. And I think that's really important to note. And then the final thing I'll say, being a medical student myself, is that I find it a little bit ironic because like we had this email cycle around circulate's the word I was looking for, our student body, and you know, the school, and I think all medical schools are required to provide mental health resources to all their students. And so they literally just needed you to say, yes, I confirm that my school has these resources available to me if I need them. And like I feel a little bit hollow checking that box saying yes, because even though the resources might be there, they really don't give you time to access them or to use them. So one example is that you're allowed to have 6 sessions with a counselor or a some kind of social worker, and those are all paid for in your tuition, so you've already paid for them. It's not free. But the real question is, when can you actually do any of that stuff? Because those guys are, their hours are pretty finite. They're like 8 to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday. And during that time period is when everyone's supposed to be in class or in lab or behind your computer screen watching a bunch of videos. And, it's not really available. It's not an available resource. It exists, it's there, but can you actually use it? And I don't think they give you time to do that. And so maybe a solution to that problem would be that the school says, we'll give you time off requests if you are going to go do this. So you can, catch up on this lecture, catch up on this lab if you missed it in person because you were trying to get help for yourself, because I think that'll be a fair compromise. I'm not sure if we currently do that. Maybe we already do that and I just don't know, but I'm not aware of it. And I think the way I'll end this video talking about mental health is just this morning, right now, I'm supposed to sit down at my computer and I'm supposed to just start watching a bunch of pre-recorded videos until like 5 p.m. today. And then I've got a meeting, and then, it's the start of a new block. It's the start of a new series of video lectures and labs and practical exams and final exams that we're supposed to be gearing up for. And honestly, this weekend, last week, I was like, I really don't want to do this, and I had that negative energy of just like, I really don't want to do this. I don't enjoy this. I'm not looking forward to anything that I'm gonna have to do here. Like, let's memorize a bunch of cranial nerves and, stress about developmental biology and all this other stuff. It's just like, I'm not really excited for it. And so it's like, this morning, what I did is I just said, it's gonna rain later today, and I can sit here and I can just be like, let's just start this thing. Or I can go on my bike before it rains and I can just try to have a good time. And I was riding my bike through Claremont, through the Claremont colleges, up College Avenue, and I rode past, I forgot the name of the elementary school in Claremont, but I just saw all these kids outside and they're having PE and they're having all this fun and laughing and running around. And it's just, it just like made my day, like in the morning, just being able to get out and like have that and experience that. It was wonderful. I'm not looking forward to the rest of the day, but right now, at least this morning, at least we started this block off on the right note. Like, I'm not studying right now. I'm not preparing for anything right now. I'm just trying to live my life and do something I enjoy doing. And I think that's super important in terms of mental health. And so I hope this video is helpful. If you guys have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them. Thank you all for watching. I hope everyone out there is doing well. I'll talk to you guys next time.